every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fuck for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money, and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government.
Explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me. I'm not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? And they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds. Because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
Y'all have no plan. They don't ever talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We're willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
Doing, not only in Memphis, not only in Washington, D.C., but all over the country, ultimately, it will save and is saving tens of thousands of American lives. It is, I'll use that word again, what President Trump has done on border security and public safety is a national miracle that will be studied not only for generations, but for centuries to come. Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you, Steve.
So, Cash, see if you can top that. I don't know. That's a tough one, Cash.
That is tough. You know, Mr. President, as I look around this venue, I see, and I'm reminded again, why we have the greatest warriors on God's green earth, the men and women serving in uniform, the men and women serving and wearing the badge, and law enforcement, our police, our sheriffs around the state of Tennessee. I'm reminded that Americans exist to protect this country day in and day out, and they've done it like we've done it here. But what we didn't have was you. We didn't have a commander-in-chief who backed the blue, who resourced the blue, who funded the military, who did whatever it takes to safeguard every single life. And here in Memphis, Tennessee, you have put on a show for the world. You have allowed us to go out there and capture gangbangers, rapists, murderers, drug dealers at record historic levels. And for me, a first-generation Indian American kid whose parents fled a genocide in East Africa to become the 9th director of the FBI, I'm living the wildest dream you could possibly imagine, sir. But it's thanks to you. But more importantly, what I see when I look out across our great partners here in the interagency and our great legislatures and our great prosecutors and our great attorney general who has the guts to go out there and make arrests, turn them into prosecutions and put people in prison, you are giving that dream to every single child in the state of Tennessee. You are inspiring the nation and law enforcement to come up and wear the badge and wear the colors of this country and safeguard our men and women for generations to come. This is an enduring mission, Mr. President, because you have made it enduring. It is going to go on for generations to come. They are going to try to achieve what you accomplished here, what Stephen said, in just one short year, and they're going to be doing it for decades because America was smart enough to elect you as our commander-in-chief. So while we're out there fighting for the dreams of our children, just know, Mr. President, how many millions of dreams like mine are going to be lived thanks to your brilliant leadership. Mr. President, thanks for delivering America the safest country on God's green earth.
Thank you very much.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Bray Mars.
Hi, I'm Mia.
It's Mia.
So we saw that people are comparing Trump to Kim Jong-un, if I'm saying his name right, because they're saying that it's all about loyalty. It's not about, actual strategic goals. What do you guys think?
I mean, to play devil's advocate, you do need a little bit of loyalty to the king. You need a little bit of loyalty to the government. At minimum, you need a little bit of loyalty. We need people that are loyal to the United States and for them to want to make it a better place, right? If everybody's out for themselves, you know what I mean? So I feel like you need a little bit of loyalty at minimum to the United States and trying to make it a better place.
For sure. That makes perfect sense. Kim, what you think?
Sure, but what are their objectives? I don't think that their objectives make us safe. I don't think their objectives prioritize the United States. I think everything that they're doing all over the world and even at the border is completely counterproductive. They could easily, they could do so much with just enforcing legal work permits and not making carve-outs for certain industries to stop illegal immigration. They could do so many things with stopping the funds transfers to other countries, but they're not going to do any of that. They're doing it all for show, and everything that they do, not just with domestic policy, with the immigration, but also foreign policy, it makes us less safe. So yeah, I think there are a lot of us who love this country and we should prioritize this country. We should have some type of a national identity and pride and love for our country, but I don't think this is it. This is making everything worse.
So are there peace talks or are there not peace talks?
On ending the war could be held in Islamabad as early as this week. There's also a report that Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey are passing messages between the United States negotiators, which I assume would be Jared and Steve Witkoff, and Iran's parliament speaker. What do you know about these two reports?
Yeah, we have seen these reports indicating that face-to-face talks could take place in Islamabad, Pakistan, as early as this week. We know there are messages being sent behind the scenes. I've talked with a number of regional sources who confirmed this to Fox News. The question here is why now, and if the Iranians are willing to make good faith concessions. This reminds me of just before Operation Epic Fury began. President Trump, time and time again, has tried to give the Iranians an off-ramp, even before this war began. And he's trying to do so again, understanding that there are still thousands of U.S. forces on the way. in addition to the 50,000 that remain in the Middle East. And so President Trump has a lot of options on the table, and he maintains the leverage at these negotiations that are now set to take place, possibly in person, as early as this week.
So,
Kim, is Trump reliable to trust on peace talks, or can we not believe what he's saying?
No, follow the movement of the troops. He's doing the same thing he did with Venezuela, where he is lying to everybody in their face. Meanwhile, they're still moving troops for a ground invasion. So don't believe what he says, believe what he does. And I think that he's just lying to mislead people because he thinks people don't pay attention, and he thinks he's smart, and he thinks he's a great deal maker, but he's not.
Mia, what about you?
I'm inclined to follow actions. Actions tell us we have thousands of troops that are mobilizing. The 82nd Airborne, allegedly 3,000 of them. I've seen 1,000. I've seen 3,000 are en route to the Middle East. So we need to watch where they are. Are they just supplemental staff for our existing bases out there? Or are we going to try to take the Strait of Hormuz or take Karg Island and control the energy center? I mean, we really got to play it to the point where we just have to watch the actions, because no offense, last year he told us last June that we obliterated them with our bunker bombs and we set their program back. So I don't know how we went from setting their program back and obliterating them to now they were 2 weeks away from having a warhead. And then we still don't even know where all that enriched uranium is, because we all saw the footage last year of them moving it out of those places, out of those bunkers. And we still haven't found the uranium. So, I mean, I'm very confused about the messaging.
For sure. You bring up a good point, because Trump said that there's no nukes, or basically said they can't get nukes.
Ceasefire. A few days ago, you said you wanted to continue bombing Iran. Now you want to pursue peace talks. Was there something that happened?
The fact that they're talking to us and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
Okay, Kim, so you're the pacifist on here. Do we need nukes, and do we need to stop people from having nukes?
I love how I never, like a couple days ago, I didn't know that pacifist was a slur. Now. And then when you guys, like, not even just you right now, you're like, well, you're the pacifist. I don't believe in non-proliferation. I believe in denuclearization. I don't think we should have any nuclear weapons at all, any country. But I mean, Iran's already denied that they're having peace talks. So, who are we going to believe here? Donald Trump's like a known pathological liar. We know he's lying. We know he's bullshit. Like, our government's lying to us. Come on, we know this. So, and also I believe the Iranian leader or someone came out and spoke out, and they said if they wanted to have real negotiations to a ceasefire, it has to be something better than what they had during the last 12-day war, because right now they're currently making more money than they were before they invaded Iran, because they've increased the price of the oil, and they're actually producing more oil now than before. So they're coming up top winning, at least in terms of exporting oil. It's really only hurting the US. And Trump's already tacoed or tried to taco a couple times. I think if he, depending on how he pulls out, he'll look like a bitch. So he's trying to not look like a bitch. But meanwhile, Israel's trying to annex South Lebanon. They've displaced 1 million people in less than 3 weeks, which is like a new record. I think it took Syria like a year for 1 million people to be displaced like that. So, I mean, listen, don't take my word for it. The Israelis, their own leaders are saying that they're literally trying to annex South Lebanon, and they've been saying it for decades. This is the Greater Israel Project, the part of the clean break strategy. So,
Well, also, I think too, I mean, obviously you just need to go based off of countries' actions more than what they say. And, you know, we're mobilizing troops and we're still, even when we say, hey, we don't want no escalation, we still end up bombing energy infrastructure. We still end up doing this. We're, you know, trying to annex South Lebanon. I mean, there's all these things that they keep doing, but they're saying something completely different. Which makes it very difficult to trust any of them, whether it is the Israeli government or whether it's the United States government. But I will say it was an interesting choice of people to negotiate with Iranians by sending Jared Kushner, who has absolutely zero diplomatic anything. He's not a diplomat for us. He's not a politician. He's not anything. And he is a well-known Mossad agent, allegedly. And he allegedly works for the Israeli government, and him and his family have extremely deep ties. And they actually have been, the president has saved that family on more than one occasion from charges. And then all of a sudden now we're sending somebody with deep ties to the Israeli government to bargain on behalf of the American citizens with Steve Witkoff, who brought his children to Pedophile Island after the man was convicted of being a pedophile, who had legitimate felony charges of being a pedophile. So it's just interesting that these are the people that we want to represent the United States to go to Iran and try to bargain on good faith for the United States people. And then we hear from the Brits are like, well, they weren't interested in doing a deal. So, I mean, the Brits have no reason to lie at this point in time. I mean, they don't really have a lot of reason to lie on us. So, I mean, somebody's lying here. We got to figure out, is it everybody at the table? Is nobody telling the truth? Or is it just our politicians? Or maybe the Brits are lying. But somebody's lying here. We got to figure out who.
Well, I mean, the Church Committee was in 1975. I can only imagine with the explosion of wealth and the advent of the internet, how fucking far they've gone now. Because that was in 1975. We found out they were fucking lying to us at that extent. So, I mean, let's have a church committee now, please, for the love of God.
So is it right? Because Pete Hegseth says we negotiate with bombs.
As possible from moment one. And that's why we see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well. We negotiate with bombs. You have a choice as we loiter over the top of Tehran, as the president talked about your future. The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interests of the United States of America are achieved on that battlefield.
So do you guys feel like, you know, we need to negotiate with weaponry, we need to negotiate with military? Because people say that, like, the Democrats are like the nice guys, they give this stuff out, but the Republicans, or previous Republicans previous to Trump, are like the neocons, are the people that go and say, let's go be the world police and let's control everything or be the authority figure.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they're all getting paid. I've said we don't have a left-right problem. We have a top-bottom problem. They're all getting paid. I think what is the most despicable thing that I've seen, regardless of Democrat, Republican, is how Lindsey Graham is frothing at the mouth and smiling and giddy on television talking about this war and how happy he is for this war. I've never seen a rickety old man be so sprightly, like he's on methamphetamines, about a war. I've never seen anything like it. He is the happiest I think I've ever seen him about this Iranian war. So leads me to believe, like, who's funding this man, because he is extremely happy. He is smiling. His Botox looks on point. I mean, none of these people work for us.
For sure.
Yeah, people are demented. Yeah, they're literally fucking insane. We are ruled by psychopaths. And honestly, Lindsey Graham isn't even allowed to be gay anymore because gays are fun. He's not fun. So I don't know what his problem is, but he can't come out anymore. Nobody would rally behind him or accept him, and he's not gonna. I mean, at this point, he's so far gone. I don't think we should ever, like, as human beings, revel in or celebrate the death of anybody. Donald Trump. There are a few exceptions to that, and Lindsey Graham would be one of them. Like, if he were to die, I would genuinely be happy.
So there was a hostage release. This is what Trump had to say about it.
Freeing hostages all over the world, Israeli hostages, American hostages. American Dennis Coyle has been taken hostage by the Taliban for almost a year now. His family has been speaking out. Molly Long went on News Nation last week to ask for some more public attention to this case. What is your administration doing to get him home?
Well, if you give me the name.
Dennis Coyle.
Okay, well, you give me some information, I'll take care of that.
I know that your administration is working on it.
I know they are, but I could do some things on the internet that are pretty.
Do you have any response or message to the Taliban for who continues to hold him for no crime, for simply
Well, I'm not
being in
happy about them
Afghanistan?
holding anybody, and especially if he's not guilty of anything. And it sounds, I mean, from what I've heard, and again, I'm not that familiar with it like you are, but I will certainly take a very strong position on it.
So what left-wing people were attacking Trump on is he asked for the name twice. So now they're trying to compare him to Sleepy Joe Biden. Do y'all think Trump is getting too old? I'm going to play the clip where y'all talking of Trump falling asleep at a press conference. Mill, do you think Trump is going to be Biden 2.0 and be too old?
I mean, these are all old men. These are all old men. But I mean, I will say a little bit in his defense. I mean, she did say that man's name pretty fast. I mean, I didn't catch it the first time. I'm glad he asked who he was. I caught it the second time in his defense. So, I mean, I think they're all too old. I think we should have an age limit. I think we should have a generation limit. However, these people refuse to let go of power.
My bad. I mean, I just want to show him sleeping. That was falling asleep.
Yeah, poor guy. Somebody, please let him go home and go to sleep. They're all getting freaking old.
I mean, in his defense, though, how many times have you guys been in class listening to someone monologue and sit there and be like, whew, I fell asleep. I've done it at work.
He is old, though. I don't think... Oh, my God. And my kid's banging on my door. I'm going to get up and beat her ass right now if she doesn't stop.
That's the Mexican. For anybody that's watching, that's the Mexican. She's going to take her shoe off, her house shoe, and hit those kids.
Hey, as long as you don't leave a mark, it's legal. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm a comedian. But they are banging on my door. Sorry. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, yes, Donald Trump. Yes, he's old. There should be an age limit. There should be a term limit. There should also be a salary cap. I think your salary should be like the medium salary that you provide for your own constituents and the medium benefits that you provide for your own constituents. And you can't give yourselves a raise. We have to vote for your raise because they vote for their own raises every fucking year and they don't raise the minimum wage. They don't tether it to inflation. It's really sad. But he has been falling asleep. He's definitely getting old. The job is getting to him. I'm sure it's very stressful. It's a very hard job. He's very old. He's not like Joe Biden. I don't think that's comparable. Joe Biden was literally a bag of bones. There's no way they didn't know he had cancer. There's no fucking way they didn't know he had cancer.
They knew. Given his age, he would have had his blood drawn. They would have done a PSA level. I mean, he's probably had an elevated PSA level for probably a decade. He's probably had it for a very long time. They would have known. People, I mean, especially in his advanced age when he ran, I mean, there's no way that they weren't drawing his level. Any good provider would have done his PSA level and they would have known. I'm sure when he was on the campaign trail, he had cancer, probably stage 1, and they still made him go.
That just proves the point that the president really is just a puppet. They just need a face. They need name recognition. They need somebody to do just good enough to get, quote unquote, voted in and then do their bidding. But I mean, do these really people have that much power? Benjamin Netanyahu has Donald Trump's balls in his purse. So whenever he squeezes, you see Trump flinch. It's like, so, I mean, that's how they get away with it.
So JD Vance said we're going to have to suffer some more. I'm going to play the clip, but also in the chat, are you guys willing to suffer for the Iran war?
The shutdown areas with concern about 42 million people losing SNAP benefits, of course, over this weekend. The administration moved a lot of money around to pay troops, to pay federal law enforcement,
There's my former governor in the back. To the left. There's Sununu. I love him.
So Americans don't go hungry.
Well, here's the problem.
Yes, he was a fantastic governor, actually. He
What
was,
has happened is
for a
sometimes the
Republican,
president
he was a
has tried to make the
fantastic governor.
shutdown as painful as possible on the American people. I give the President of the United States great credit and the entire team for trying to make this as painless as possible. The Democrats are acting irresponsibly. He doesn't want the American people to suffer because of it. But look, right now, this government, this administration, we're like guys running around, you know, with a leak in a damn wall, trying to plug it with bubble gum. And we plug one spot with bubble gum, and we plug another spot with bubble gum, and we plug another spot with bubble gum. Why don't the Democrats just stop this entire charade and reopen the government so that we don't have to try to make this thing work on a shoestring budget, which is what we're trying to do. The unfortunate reality, and we're starting to see this with our aviation industry, we're going to find out the hard way with SNAP benefits. The American people are already suffering, and the suffering is going to get a lot worse. Not because the President of the United States has failed to make the shutdown painless. He's tried to do everything that he can to make it as unpainless as possible. The reason that pain is coming and the reason it's building is because we're not passing the clean bill to reopen the government. It's a very easy thing to do.
So
get rid of omnibus bills, single issue bills. Get rid of the omnibus.
that's your solution?
I'm sorry, Gray. Go ahead.
No, so people are saying that they're trying to do it for the Save America Act. I don't know how many times we've talked about shutdowns on this podcast, but it seems like people are put to the side for politics. Should it be like a rule that, like, if people are going to suffer, that they shouldn't have to, you know, the government shouldn't have to be funded? What do you guys think about that?
The government should not be able to shut down. It should not be able to shut down. That shouldn't even be an option because it seems like both sides will utilize the threat of a shutdown, or there's always one or two people you have to sway extra and give extra concessions. I mean, honestly, the government should never have the opportunity to shut down. If they can't agree, then they should automatically revert to prior spending, period, and make it seamless. And just remove that whole ability to hurt Americans and hurt each other off the table.
Mm-hmm. I think I read somewhere once, I don't know if this is true, I should verify it, but I think we're like the only like developed country that like shuts down their government. Like nobody else does that. Do you guys know if that's true?
I can look it up. I don't know if that's true, but I can search and see if it's true.
Like shuts down like government funding and stuff like that for like very important like things. That I read somewhere something like that. That would be, but yeah, I think there are a lot of different solutions to that, but one of them would be single issue bills, not omnibus bills, because then they throw a bunch of shit in there and last minute, and then who has the time to read all of that?
Nobody. And then mention the fact that they don't even have to sign their names for the stuff that they add. For starters, we should be Congress, if they actually were real legislators and worked for us, should pass a rule to where if you put something in a bill or an omnibus bill per line, you have to initial it or you have to write your name. Like we need to know exactly who is saying, hey, this money goes to overseas to here, this money goes to here, this money goes to there, this money goes to there. We need to know exactly who it is. And this is just another reason where it's a top bottom issue. The elites 1% that are controlling the country continuously do things that are not for the working class.
Yeah.
For sure. That makes sense. So I'm going to play this clip because it was spring break and we all talk about politics and everything like that. So I want to know what do you feel like people should have to know about what's going on in America when they live in America, young people?
What did you guys go to?
UTC, FAU,
Sacred Heart University,
Ohio State.
Spring break 2026. What is the game plan?
Drinking, blackout with my rack out.
If my mom is watching, I'm sorry, Mom, but I've been getting pretty drunk almost every day.
Hook up with some girls, get with as many girls as we can.
That's nice.
Sounds about right.
And not come back with an STD.
Wake out with one person each night, that's it.
So how many guys
Lofty
have you made
goals?
out with this week?
I've been here for about 10 days.
Oh,
so
shit.
10.
What were their names?
I don't remember.
Name one.
Wow.
Name me one.
Name me one. What is the craziest thing you've seen at spring break?
Not that crazy. I've seen people do like cocaine off of boobs. I saw a girl like black out on the street. That was pretty exciting. Sunday mimosa drag races.
You see that guy take his pants off in the middle of the club?
There's a lot of famous people down here.
Have you seen Johnny Belisario?
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
What is the wildest thing you've done down here?
Got with somebody the first night that I came down here.
Pole dancing.
2 days ago.
Stripping naked, getting in the water. You gotta say. What'd you do? You went something crazy. On the strip? Honestly. All right, on the strip? No, when you had this.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay, that's.
What issue facing America is the most important to you?
What bikini I'm gonna wear next? Obesity is terrible.
Ice. Not personally. I'm legal.
Getting a tan on the beach. That's the most important thing in my life right now.
I'm thinking about Starbucks, to be honest. I'm thinking about Starbucks. What I'm gonna get for today?
The elevators don't work. You got 43 floors. The elevators don't work.
I could take this little glass of water, drop it in the magnets. That's the end of the elevator.
What have you heard that Donald Trump has been doing recently?
Gulf of America. That's the last thing I kept up with.
We're going to war with Iraq. That's been crazy.
What do you do in Colombia? You got Maduro out? I don't with Trump, but that done.
He's like trying to sue those people for making jokes about him.
600 times! You must be happy.
I'm very happy.
The Ayatollah's dead.
I'm so. What? Who? What? What is that?
Who the is Ayatollah?
I have never heard that word in my life.
Louis, what's Ayatollah?
I haven't heard. I found out about Chuck Norris yesterday. That was more devastating to me.
He was the supreme leader of Iran. He's dead? We killed him.
You did? You killed him?
Johnny.
Whoa! If you were in charge, how would you take on Iran?
Yeah, all my girls and we would all start putting belts on them.
We get a bunch of girls in bikinis, we make them run across the battlefield. All the guys are distracted. We all run in.
Look at him in his eyes, I guess.
I mean, he has a method.
Flirt with
He
him?
has a plan.
I don't know enough about it, but I would probably wipe it out.
Drop a bomb, baby bomb.
Oh my God.
I would bomb the out of him.
What have you heard about Venezuela?
Venezuela? Nothing.
I'm not sure.
I barely know what be going on in like Tennessee where I'm from.
That they beat us in the World Baseball Classic?
Have you heard anything else? No.
Nothing. I have heard nothing about Venezuela.
You know, honestly, I don't know and I don't care.
Where is Venezuela?
I don't know. I'm drunk. I don't know. Venezuela? Isn't that in Spain?
Go easy on the tequila.
Do you guys feel like they should have known politics, or should they be living young and free? What do y'all think?
Those weren't real political questions. Come on. Those weren't like real political questions.
I mean, I feel like they're very age appropriate. It's very age appropriate. It's spring break. They're kids. They're young. They're having a good time. I mean, I am not shocked that they don't have two pennies to rub together in the emptiness of their brain. I mean, these kids have been educated with No Child Left Behind. So most of them probably can't read very well. Mm-hmm. And that is supported by data. But to be honest, times are crazy and we should allow these young people to be young people, because if they stay stressed out 24/7, that's going to make a lot of angry people. And honestly, it's not going to do anybody some good. We should just allow them to be young people.
We should allow people to be people, not just young people, but all people. Just, let live, enjoy life. But to a certain extent, I think some of those questions were very simple. This guy said Venezuela was in Spain. I know that is more of it's more of an attack on the American school systems than it is of them individually as people. But they're also, they're probably also on drugs. I would love to do something similar like that, where you go and ask a bunch of like really smart and dumb questions to people on the street. I would have such fun.
Well, Gray's down in Florida. You can do that, Gray. I know you're close to the beach. You gotta be, buddy. Go down there. Candid camera. I will say though, when I would have been of the age to do to go out there and like spring break or whatever, I mean, we had like Girls Gone Wild. So at this point in time, they're doing better than we were. They're doing better than we were, because we had crazy stuff like that. It doesn't seem like they have anything like that.
Yeah. Have you seen Food's Gone Wild?
No, what's that?
No.
It's like a similar page where they just post things of people going crazy online. It's pretty sad, actually. Americans are.
Oh, that's nothing. I'm from like the old school OG YouTube where they had like bomb wars and and like they were like paying people to do like the stupidest stuff.
Yeah.
We just had spring break, and I had to take my daughter to the beach, so I took her down there. And then, like, she's 17 now, so it's like I'm just dropping her off. And we was driving by. She was like, "Yeah, all the frat boys are down here." I was like, "Oh yeah," but they get older. So that did happen with me. So happy spring break to all the spring breakers. But so we talk about AI a lot and data a lot. So I want to ask both of you guys, if you own a certain amount of land and someone came and offered you money, I'll just play the clip and you guys say whether you would give up your property for this. Mia, you're a farmer. Would you have took the 26 mil?
No, dude, no.
Kim,
She's smart for this. We have so many people in this country that are sellouts, and I think that's part of the problem is people need to stop selling out and start looking at the bigger picture. I mean, they always say jobs, it creates jobs. It doesn't create jobs in actuality. It might create temporary construction jobs, and when those construction jobs are over, the only people that are going to be in those buildings are PhD level engineers, more than likely Indian, not American, more than likely they're going to be Indian, and they're going to be H-1 visas, and there's going to be a handful of them, and there'll be maintenance crew. But that's it. It's not like it's creating 5,000 long-term jobs for this county, and it's going to lift everybody up, and these are well-paying jobs. That is not the case at all. And then we just look to other cities that have had this. They have no water. Like, look at Corpus Christi, Texas. It's running out of water this year. Like, it's done. It has below 10%. I mean, it's literally done. And then you have other cities in Tennessee outside of Memphis where these people have cancer now. They're getting cancer. They're getting sick. They're dying. They're bleeding from their eyes, their ears, their noses from the noise pollution. I mean, it's not worth it. And people really need to start understanding that. Sometimes the money really isn't worth it if you kill your entire community and you give everybody cancer.
So Kim, I'm assuming you would have took the 26. Go ahead.
Honestly, it's tempting, but if I was content like that, there's more to life than money. So if they say they don't need it, if they say they're good and they've lived there for generations, actually, I can attest to that personally. My brothers and I inherited a lot of land from my dad in Mexico, and some of my relatives offered to buy it off of us, and we were like, nah. We'll keep it, and it's a piece of shit. We need to work on it. We really need, like, it's a lot of land, but we haven't kept it up. We have it rented out right now, so that's how it's being upkept right now. But the ranch itself needs to be rebuilt. It's not like beautiful. It could be. So yeah, actually, I have done that. I've turned down money for the emotional or sentimental value of something because money isn't everything in life, but. Also, sometimes I think I would fall asleep every night. Like, I don't know, what would I do with $26 million?
The presidential touch made a good point. The land is the only thing they aren't making more of. Always heard that.
Yes. Love that. That is true.
So this is
my kid's actually watching The Lorax right now. I love that movie. It's one of her favorite movies, and we're talking about it because my kid loves talking about stuff. And I was explaining something similar to her.
So it was an extremely interesting case. Someone was able to basically murder someone with no arms or legs.
Quadriplegic amputee and professional cornhole player. This all started around 10:30 last night when La Plata police officers were flagged down by two witnesses near Radio Station Road. Charles County Sheriff's investigators say Weber was the driver when he shot and killed his front seat passenger, then asked those in the back seat to help get rid of the body. They refused, got out of the car, and alerted police. Weber took off with the victim in the car, identified as 27-year-old Bradrick Wells. 2 hours later and about 15 miles away, Wells's body was found dumped in someone's front yard in Charlotte Hall, Maryland. Soon after, Weber's car was tracked to a gas station in Charlottesville, Virginia. He was found at a hospital nearby and arrested after his release.
I think the witnesses helping really gave us a good start, obviously, and then it was excellent police work with not only our detectives and La Plata police, but also the authorities in Virginia.
All right, Mia, you're pro two-way. This is probably the biggest two-way promotion that people can get, that this person was quadriplegic and was able to defend himself. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, defend themselves. It sounded like they just shot somebody, and then like, who's beating up on a quadriplegic person? And then how is a quadriplegic person shooting somebody? Like, I need CSI. CSI. I need you to reenact this. I need CSI on this. I need to know. Where's Grisham?
There you go, right there.
Oh my god.
Let me get your show.
Gray came prepared.
There's your CSI right there.
Oh my god, if I didn't see that video, I would have never believed it. Oh my god. I mean, everybody in the United States that's a lawful legal citizen has a right to a firearm and protect themselves as long as they're not a felon. So, I mean, I want to know why they shot somebody. That's crazy. Yep. No hands, no feetsies, no ankles, no elbows, no nothing. And they just are able to.
Yeah, we'll play this. I'll let Kim respond. This is
I'm Dayton Weber, and I'm a professional cornhole player. I had gotten a bacterial infection when I was just 10 months old. The infection that got into my arms and legs was called Streptococcus pneumoniae. They had actually given me a 3% chance of living, and the only way that they were able to save me was by getting the infections out of my system. They had to amputate my arms and legs to keep me alive. I'm thankful for the Lord and giving those surgeons the power that He did that day to be able to make such a miracle happen. Inspiration to me is a daily driver. I believe that God put me on this planet for one reason. Everybody's got their reasons for being here, but my reason I feel like is to inspire other people just by me doing my daily task. I want them.
Kim, what's your thoughts?
That's beautiful. I really do want to know what the investigation says, if it was actually considered in self-defense. Do you know if there's enough information yet about that?
Here's another news clip. We'll see. Let me see.
I mean, it's a beautiful story. It's very inspirational.
All four men in that Tesla SUV were friends, got into some sort of argument before that shooting happened. As you heard, Weber is currently in Virginia. He's going to be extradited back here to Charles County to face charges of first and second degree murder. Guys?
Homa, thank you.
So some kind of argument at Tesla.
Damn. That's crazy. So he just murdered people. That's crazy because you wouldn't expect that, right? Like, oh, this guy's paraplegic. He's not going to shoot me. Or like, you know, like it'd be like, what the, and then by the time you get shot, it's like, did this paraplegic literally just shoot me? How did they shoot me? That would be an interesting scene. It sounds almost like a movie. But, I mean, his story is inspirational, but it sounds like he murdered somebody.
For sure. So we're going to get to the more fun topic. So Kim and Mia, you guys both have great dads, so we'll get your take on this. I've never met my biological dad. So
my dad died.
But you know who he is. You met him. I never met mine before. But I'm going to play what Doja Cat said about her dad. I'm going to get y'all a response on that.
Darling, do we know if her dad, because I know she's half black, half white. Is her dad the white one or the black one?
He's black and her mom is white.
Her mom was white. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Darling, what is this? What I'm seeing is gay I was messaging my father because he's here in Africa. And he said that he couldn't make it to my show because I don't message him enough and I didn't call him on WhatsApp. So I sent him gay And they said, if you go to this link, you can get a ticket. It's super duper easy. He's at work, right? And he's working. And so he just keeps on messaging me. And he says, I'm just very busy right now. I sent him the website again. He said, what is the website? Because we were messaging each other. And he said, darling, what is this? What I'm seeing is a gay on my screen. And I don't know if it's a scam, because I feel like I'm scamming here. So please, sweetheart, I don't know what to do with this. I can't get the ticket.
I'm gonna go to Mia first, Kim, since you want to see the dad's response. So, Mia, what do you think about what Doja Cat did to her father?
Oh my God. For starters, I need to see her dad because she looks so pale. I don't believe her dad. He must be a biracial from Africa. I mean, she don't even look black, or unless her mom's genes went out. But I mean, that is like the lightest mulatto I've ever seen. Normally, we have a little bit of color. Usually, going to get into like the smaller fractions to be that pale and that light skin. So I gotta see evidence that her dad's even black for starters.
I'm gonna play the dad, so since y'all want to see the dad, so
yeah, we gotta see evidence. I don't even believe it.
Here's the dad's response.
Her real name is a true sign. Her real name is like, it sounds like it's African. I think it was like I think her real name is Amethyst or something like that.
Oh, so she got a stripper name? So because her name sounds like a stripper?
No, I'm sorry, not Amethyst. She has an actual like African name.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
Not an African American name. She has like an African name.
All right, here's her dad responding.
Your father is not a good man. I'm talking about a white woman, Jewish woman. Today, I want to tell the world that I'm not going to be used by a white woman with 3 kids, that I was feeding those kids with the money of Sarafina. And my name and my reputation as a good man. I love my kids. I took care of her kids, Deborah. 3 kids,
Deborah.
White kids. They hated me.
Talking about Doja's mom, right?
And on top of that,
Is her name Deborah?
I
You
spoke
dropped
to
Deborah real hard.
that I would love you to come home. And she came home. She met my family. But no one ever talked about that. And today, just because I gave birth to a superstar with me. Okay, so go ahead. Well, he basically was going at his baby mom, saying he took care of white kids and a white lady trying to throw dirt on him. So what's y'all thoughts? Y'all want to hear from the dad? That's what he had to say.
I guess, yeah. Oh, so her real name is Amala Ratna Zandile Dlamini. There you go. She has like a real African name. But when she tans, she looks a little more. I'm looking at her right now. When she has that darker hair, or that where she doesn't straighten her hair, she does look a little more like her dad. But she is a little lighter. She's actually very beautiful.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't do that to my dad. My dad, we're cool. We're thick as thieves, man. I wouldn't do that to my dad. I think that's a little extra. But I mean, if that's clearly her and her dad got beef and they're not friends. So, I mean.
She does his accent really good. I will say, I don't know, maybe it's just me. It must be harder to be that famous. But I wouldn't, even if I did something like that, I wouldn't then post it online. It's like you're giving away too much of your personal life. And I worked for like my boss. She's not that famous, but she's pretty famous, like within the Mexican like sphere news realm. And Catch Me on Her new reality show came out 2 days ago. It's in Spanish, but you guys can watch it. But like once you give them a little bit, then they want all of it. So then now, like her posting that little personal information, everyone's gonna want to know all of their shit, and then people go and look up her dad and her mom's drama. So you're just like, you're doing it to yourself at that point, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I just think it's immature I think it's stupid. I mean, clearly you got beef with your dad. Obviously, you're a little hurt that he wasn't going to not go to work and, you know, come see you or visit you or whatever. I mean, they're not close, so I don't understand why she's taking it personal. Clearly, they're not close because she's sending him videos of gay porn. So clearly, they're not close. You wouldn't do that I wouldn't do that to my dad. So clearly, they're not close. So I don't understand why she even cares that much to post it online.
Right. So now you're just like trauma dumping online, which, you know, I'm not judging her. I'm sure it must be hard. You know, my dad was absent most of my life. I wasn't too cool. I mean, we weren't close. He's a cool guy, but I mean, you're not going to see me posting all my trauma online for people to just feed off of. And then, you know what I mean? Like, so I think with social media, especially when you're that famous, because Doja Cat's like up here, you have a lot of eyeballs looking at you, and she's done a lot of weird things where you're like attracting this attention to yourself, and then she complains about it, kind of like Chapel Roan, you know, like they're doing it to themselves.
I hate her. I can't stand her. I think she's a terrible human being.
It's a shame because she's very talented. She has a great voice. She has good music, and then she's putting her foot in her mouth. They do this sometimes where they want attention, but they don't want bad attention, but then they do it to themselves. So it's not that hard. There's enough, like, we're far along enough in the age of the internet now where we've lived through Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears. We've lived through all of that, where we should have enough information now to know exactly what you can or should and shouldn't do to yourself. We see people who do it better, who get the right amount of security, who don't post too much about their personal life, so then you don't complain about it after.
Chaperone she's just a bitch. She's just a bitch. She's a literal douchebag. I hope she hears this too. Like, you're a fucking douchebag. She's literally just a douchebag. I mean, she's famous, and famous people absolutely can live private lives. We see it all the time. So many elite famous people that have grossed over $1 billion, more money than she will ever make in her entire existence. We have actors, actresses, singers that we have no idea what's going on in their day to day. We hardly ever see them. Every now and then they pop up, usually at a charity event or, you know, at an award ceremony. I mean, look at Zendaya. She got married. She's probably having a whole baby. We won't know until 3 kids later. And when she pops out with a full family, like, it is completely possible to live a private life as a massive superstar. People do it all the time. Look at Adele. We never get pictures of her. She's a superstar. Beyonce, never get pictures of them. I mean, unless they want to be pictured. And the fact that she is constantly attacking people, she's constantly rude, is just ridiculous. She's just a freaking bitch. And it's such a bad look.
I mean, it's part of your job, right? And I've lived it where, like, sometimes too, like, we would get off of the airport and then, like, I would feel bad for my boss because, like, you know, her fans follow her around. We're exhausted. We just landed. And she would always put on a smile and greet her fans because you don't want that. These are your fans. This is your livelihood. You don't ever want to be rude to the people that support you, who literally provide you your livelihood. So I've seen it where sometimes even I was like, man, I wish I could just tell them to go away, but I'm not the one that's famous. So my boss would just smile, say hi. Sometimes I would be like, okay, we're just gonna take a quick picture and then we're gonna keep going because we're tired. You know, like, there's so many things you could do. She's retarded. But also the thing with Doja Cat too is that she's gotten a little weird. She obviously has a little bit of the dad trauma right there, but you don't need to post that online because then you get eaten up like this, and then you wonder why. You know what I mean? Like, even if you, like, I wouldn't have done that dad thing either. I'm not gonna lie. I had it hard with my dad. I was kind of mean to him, but I didn't then go post it on social media and let everybody know. You know what I mean? Like, because then you're just opening yourself up to that. You put your private life out there, then don't complain about people knowing about your private life or, you know, knowing your trauma.
So he said something else. I'm going to play this clip. I think he said something else. I'm going to play this clip to make sure.
And then it happened that white woman brainwashed my baby that I left her. I never left my kid. And everyone saw it. She played the cards because of influence of her mother. She came to South Africa. She's got power to see me. And she faked it. So what I want to say is to say to you guys, I am sorry if I've touched anyone's nerve. I'm a man of integrity, respect, and love. Please don't hate my baby.
Aww.
So I'm gonna speak on it as a father with my baby mama done told my kids all types of stuff. The women try to use the kids against you, and it's like it makes it difficult with the father. Like she definitely controls when I see the kids. She basically controls everything. She uses everything against you. Women do that. And as far as a child, I'll say when you are not with your parents, you have abandonment issues. So like I live with my grandmother. I wasn't around my mother or my father, and my mom had me in hood stuff. So it's like, you know, you lose respect for the person, and then they get older. Then it's like, well, I'm a different person. You know, all that's in the past. You should be over that now. But you kind of hold it grudges like, oh, you did this, you did this. My childhood was like this because of you. So I never met my father, but I got that situation with my mom. And then I don't know how it is with girls and fathers, but me and my kids are close. But I know the parent will sometimes use their emotions towards the father and use that against the dad. Yeah.
For sure. I've seen it with my younger siblings. But I think that's because my younger siblings, who are considerably much younger than I am, some of them over a decade younger than I am, their mothers still had feelings for my father. When my parents split, my mom was like, fuck this motherfucker. She was beating his ass. She was beating funny story. So my dad is you know, he was in the Navy. He was in the first Desert Storm in like the late 80s or whatever, early 90s.
Oh, wow.
And so they used to live on a naval base, and then my dad got out of the Navy, and then, like, you know, they moved kind of where my mom's from, which is up in northern New England. And yeah, my dad was trifling. I love my father. I love my father so much. I love him so much. And he would agree with me. He was trifling. He was iron and just did not want to, like, kind of like, you know, be more of like a man in the house. He was like always outside. He was just trifling. And my mom said one time she was just done. She went and got a coat hanger from the closet and beat my daddy's ass with a metal coat hanger.
Is your mom
Mexican? She beat his ass with a metal coat hanger. And what? That was how they broke up. My mom beat his ass. She was done. She was like, nope, you're trifling. And so she left my dad. And then my mom said by the time I was 3, I was potty trained, and she was dropping me off for weekends with my dad. And he kept me alive. It was just me and him on the weekends. My mom did not give a fuck. She's like, here's your kid. I'll see you on Sunday. So every weekend, my dad and I, thick as thieves, we were vibing. You know how many times I used to spend, my dad always played basketball. My dad's a tall dude. He's a tall man, so he played basketball. And he used to sit me on the hood of his car, and I would be outside. I'd be the only kid there holding a brown paper bag with a 40, because I'm probably like 5 years old. And I'd be sitting there holding it, watching my dad play basketball with his boys. So my dad just made me a little accessory that he used to take around with his friends.
That's cute. I love that.
For sure.
Those military men.
I know, they trifling. Trifling is how my dad was mad trifling. I see why my mom beat his ass. We laugh about it now because he knew he was trifling.
Yeah, I actually I like words, and trifling is one of my favorite words. It means unserious. So I often joke that I'm a trifling asshole because I'm so unserious.
For sure.
And I actually have that handle saved because I wanted to name my podcast the Trifling Podcast. I have it on Instagram. That's a good word. I love words, but yeah, that's a funny story. Is your mom Mexican? She beat your dad?
No, my mom's a crazy, partially Greek white lady.
Oh, okay.
She watches this too. She's gonna be mad that I'm telling her business how she beat my dad's ass with a coat hanger, but I gotta throw it out there. Sorry, Mom. I had to tell the world you were beating his ass. But he was trifling, so I got you.
The new party condemns domestic violence. We condemn all violence. I was joking earlier about my kids and not your mom.
So before we go to closing thoughts, did y'all see the girl who Bachelorette thing got canceled?
Yes.
Because she did domestic violence.
Yeah, play it.
I'll play.
Equality. Women beat men too.
What's her name, Mia? So I can pull it up.
Taylor Frankie Paul. So she is one of the original content. I remember watching her like 6 years ago. She's one of the original content creators out of Utah for Mom Talk. So like her and a bunch of these like affluent white ladies from Utah invented Mom Talk, and they're like the architects of it. And then she was on all 4 seasons of Secret Life of Mormon Wives, I think, or something like that.
I remember that. I'm gonna play it, but now I know exactly who you.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you. Look. Yeah. Look. Once they start recording, you need to stop.
Views.
You see, if you see a camera, you need to stop.
Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me.
So for context,
Fine, you think this is
that
okay?
man is like, he's like 6'4". So, I mean, he absolutely could have just like beat feet out of there. Instead, he's recording her. So it makes me wonder.
Dude, leave me alone.
Why he just didn't leave.
Oh my God.
Híjoles.
Your daughter is right there.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. You're you. Stop throwing stuff and help your daughter. You're help your daughter. Stop screaming at me. God. Stop, Taylor. You're done. Taylor. That's it. That is it. No more. I don't care.
I guess that was it. So, do women take advantage of being able to get away with domestic violence on men?
Well, it's not as common, but also I do want to say I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of lesbian friends. You see that a lot in lesbian relationships or like same-sex relationships because they are same-sex relationships and it's not spoken on as much. But I mean, domestic violence is domestic violence, irrespective of gender. Not that it matters because nobody should treat someone like that. But what is she? Why was she yelling at him? Do we know?
They're trifling. Both of them are trifling. I know. I can see Nora in the comments, and obviously she wants to talk about it tomorrow. But both of them are trifling. They're both trifling.
I just saw the comments. Okay.
They're both trifling. They're both Mormon and fucked up. Both of them. They both have problems because even after this, and I remember this 3 years ago, even after this, they were like still together. They popped out together and had a baby together. So, I mean, like I said, they're both trifling. This isn't like, and he can continuously cheats on her and so on and so forth. I mean, they're both trifling. My thing is when I see videos like this, and I hate to be that person, but it's almost like what happened before. I want to know what happened before. I mean, reactive abuse is absolutely real. And I want to know what happened before. Because you are extremely calm, cool, and collected while this person is freaking out. And you have like your recording. I mean, what happened before to get you both to this place? I'm not saying what she did was completely wrong. She like hit her kid with the chair. She hit him. She was freaking out. But I will say, according to the police report, when initially there was the phone call, the neighbors called and said, there's a woman screaming, get off me. And so many people don't provide that context. So we need to know what was happening before.
And then he starts recording and then doesn't do
anything. And then
he
starts recording because the neighbors, when they called the police to report, obviously what's happening, they very clearly stated, we hear a woman screaming, get off me. And for a measurement, this woman's like 5'0" and he's like 6'4". So it makes you wonder what originally happened to get them both to this place.
So I'll give a story with my own situation, and then we'll go to final thoughts so y'all have some background. Y'all tell me if it's right. So when I was married, right, I went to my ex-wife. I said, hey, listen, I'm unhappy. He said, you know what? You're responsible for your own happiness. So I said, all right. And so I started going out, right? So like 3 nights in a row, I didn't come home like 4 o'clock in the morning. So at the last night, we had like a double date plan. So I said, I'm gonna stay out. She's not gonna do anything. We gotta go on a double date. So like I went there and then I got in like the shower and then she attacked me in the shower. And then like my daughter's like 2 years old. So she's like the youngest one. So she's like grabbing her, trying to pull her off me. And she just ran outside screaming because I like threw water at her. And then so I'm the one that got in trouble, even though she did all of this. Now I didn't get charged or anything, but what's your thoughts on that? Because if I would have been a guy, and even though did that, she probably still would have got arrested. So what do y'all think?
I mean, yeah, a guy would, because of, I mean, there's so much there to unpack. Because of, the history of abuse, it normally is, the woman that needs to be protected. But the way that gender roles are played now, it can be both. It could be the woman that's abusive as well. Equality. We got that. Before that happened, why did you go out 3 days in a row and get home at 4 a.m?
I just wanted to get away. I mean, we weren't getting along. She was I wouldn't say we weren't getting along. She was in school. She had stuff going on. I was working for myself. I was at home. I was like helping with the kids and stuff. And I was just like, I'm kind of bored. I kind of want to do stuff. And she was just like, you're responsible for your own happiness. I didn't necessarily take that as an insult by and say, okay, I'm not having this conversation with you. I'll figure it out myself. So that was the thing. She said, you're responsible for your own happiness.
So you left for a few days, like you didn't go home?
No, I came home multiple times. So me and my homeboy went out. I mean, I was doing stuff. I'm not going to say I was innocent. And then I came home multiple nights extremely late.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
I had no choice.
Because he was trifling.
I couldn't just leave and
say. He was trifling. That's why she should beat your ass with that coat hanger.
You just got detained, right? You didn't get booked.
So what was crazy is I was like, I left, and I should have left. I should have never came back. I left, and then I was like, no, she did something to me. I'm not leaving. I'm coming back. So then I come back, and then the cops is there. So I'm just like, no, she did this to me. Blah 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 blah. I just got home. I didn't do anything to her. I just got here, and then they just like we're talking. I'm kind of like annoyed, and then so like I can notice them like surrounding me. So I'm like, what the heck are they doing? So then like the female cop like come up and like try to like choke me. I'm like, whoa, what are you guys doing? Like, so then like we fall on the ground. Then like this little Mexican boy and family comes out, and then the kid starts crying. So now they like scared. So then like she was choking me. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, hey, I want a supervisor right now. I want a supervisor right now. This is some bullshit. I didn't do anything. This is BS. Mm-hmm. And then so they bring the van. Then I get in the van because they don't put me in like the regular cuffs because I'm complaining. So I get there, I call her. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just mad. She said she'll get me out and everything like this. But I'm ticked off because I got to stay there. It's the weekend. That's why I can't get out till like Monday. But then when I get out, all my stuff is packed in my car. Like, they don't even let me come back in. I get out, all my stuff packed. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened.
I know. I'm wondering, like with situations like this, because I've known of situations where it's like the woman lied on the man, right? You see it on the news a lot. Often it's like, especially minority men in sports who get their whole lives ruined just because of one accusation or false accusation or exaggeration. So there's like an overcorrection to that very real need to protect women, but also some women are also fucking, they take advantage and they'll cry wolf. So I feel like, well, at least you didn't get booked and you don't have that on your record, but then you do have that actually happen in front of people. So now, then you get this reputation. So
honestly, I think we're all equal. Okay. Equal rights, equal fights. I mean, if women want to be trifling and they want to be crazy, they need to understand that motherfuckers will be crazy back. That's why I don't get crazy with dudes. I make it a point to not get crazy with dudes because I'm sorry. I mean, funny story. Okay, this is years ago. I only have one child. He's like 6 months old. I have an apartment. I'm chilling. 2-level apartment, like it's a duplex, whatever. I have the bottom apartment. There's somebody on top, right? So my bedroom is underneath these people's living rooms. So every night I used to listen to this weird, crazy meth white couple get fucked up and fight each other. And every night, like clockwork, I'd be laying in my bed looking up, and like clockwork, she would be like, just hit me. And I'm sitting there laying down like, man, girl, you better call, you're calling out to the devil. Eventually it's going to hit you. So one night, it's crazy, right? One night they must have been real drunk because I saw them out on the stoop. Mind you, I'm living in the bad part of town, okay? At this point in time, the rent's only $600. So, and, I was living in the bad part of town. But I see them out there drinking. I'm thinking like, all right, here we go. So, it's nighttime. I'm laying down. My kid's in his room asleep. I'm in my room and I hear them start fighting. They're fighting, blah, blah, blah. She's like yelling, just hit me, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, I hear, boom, this lady hit the ground. And it sounded like she took something with her when she hit the ground. So he must have like haymaked her, and she took something, and her and something else fell and hit the ground. And then she pops up and she's like, is that all you got? And of course I'm nosy. So I'm like, I'm listening extra, barely breathing. I am trying to hear the tea. And so barely breathing, like, what's gonna happen? And then all of a sudden, I hear more yelling, and then boom! Dude, this man threw her down the stairs. And I'm like, I'm listening to her hit every stair on the way down, like, boom, 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 bam. And of course, I'm a good neighbor. I didn't call the police. I'm like, she deserved it. She deserved it. I didn't call the police.
Honestly,
I was like, nah, you good, girl. You got this. You asked for this. You got this.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I have a friend who did 6 years for hitting his woman. And she had her 4th baby daddy with him. So she already had a reputation. We all went to school together. And I remember, like, my other friend would, like, write to him when he was in. And I remember when he told us, like, why he hit her, I was like, you know what? Honestly, she kind of deserved it. And when he got out, he jokes about how it was, like, the best 6 days. He said it was worth it.
Wow.
He was like, honestly, it was worth
together,
it.
right?
I would do it again. What's up?
Are they still together?
No, but nobody deserves that. Just want to be clarified. But sometimes, you get what you deserve, both ways. Sometimes you get your ass beat, sometimes.
Well, we unpacked some big. You were saying something else, Kim?
What happened?
Were you saying something else?
No, somebody says I have issues. I really do, honestly. I'm honest.
This was a very good show. We unpacked a lot tonight. If you're watching, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. Know when we go live. Great show, guys. Mia, what's your final thoughts?
A great show. Glad everybody was here with us. And equal rights, equal fights. So you need to be careful who you fucking with, because you never know. Somebody might pop out and beat your ass.
For sure. Kim, what's your final thoughts?
I forgot we were recording. I thought we were just on FaceTime. I thought we were just having fun with friends. I kind of forgot we talked about Iran, huh? Leave Iran alone. Leave Lebanon alone. Oh, also, I made a YouTube page, so now I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Same handle, @Kimberly and Now. Please follow me. And it was fun. It was a fun conversation.
For sure. It was a great show. Nora said in the comments, let me see if I can pull it up, that what she was saying that she'll talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about, what's her name?
The Bachelorette lady?
No, Lotto getting pregnant by 21 Savage. And so we'll be talking about some hip hop stuff tonight. It'll be a break from this. Nora hosted my night because I had to host her night because she was getting her hair done. But I like these discussions where we talk about stuff, just laid back, just chill. It doesn't have to be always so serious. We do cover really serious topics, So thank you guys for watching. Like we always tell the new party, always vote. Have a good night.